And doing that was relatively easy because you're just basically copying textures and then copying weights and shit. There were a lot of custom tools that
I
were made for that.
mean, there's plenty of people still just copy pasting stuff for mods. As in, of course, it's a little less simple as in Skyrim, as far as I have been able to judge Skyrim stuff. But you can do stuff like just a model port relatively easily, I guess.
You can,
There's
yeah,
tools
there's,
now too.
yeah. I think there's newer tools. When I tried back
True. Yeah, fair enough.
in the beginning, I was like, I cannot label all these bones, and the fingers too, because
I'm
you
a
have to do the
spoiled
fingers
one.
too.
I have the VG remap script and everything to my disposal.
Oh wow,
That's
yeah, I would have loved that last year. I was like
yeah, I can
setting
imagine.
fingers like, and then every character is different too. So like middle
It's
finger might be like 12, or it might be some other random number.
it's still a massive annoyance of me too sometimes that like why didn't they just make the armature for all the tall male characters? At least the base bone's the same. But I will.
So we talked about copy pasting. Let's talk about copyright because there's been controversy in the community about this. Probably.
Yeah, so me personally, I have copyright strike quite a few TikTok videos. At one point, I was like, I don't care enough anymore because TikTok is quite annoying with that. You have to put in a form and provide stuff and practically give away your whole financial situation and shit. That's an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. You have to put in a lot of information, and in the end, they just say, like, yeah, this screenshot isn't enough for us to prove that you are the owner. So you have to, like, send another email with 5 more screenshots. It's for me at least, it was really convoluted to do all the time. So I kind of stopped doing that. But it's just what annoyed me about that was people that it's like all those almost bot accounts, which are probably like 12-year-old kids that make a 5 second or 10 second recording of a mod. They put some like I don't know, fucking drift funk song or some popular sound on it, and they maybe a CapCut template or whatever, and they post it, and it's like there's no effort, there's no interest, there's just I need I want internet numbers, and that is something that annoys me, especially when you use someone else's stuff. But Salty Shrimpy, for example, and you now with the interviews and your earlier content too, it's like people like you actually put in effort. You want to do something with the content you make, and that is, of course, a massive difference between those bot accounts.
I've noticed that a lot of those accounts also, I think they do it for clout. I don't know that they're doing it to build any kind of community. I like that. That's also my take on like, I don't. I actually enjoy seeing them get a copyright strike personally. It's
Yeah,
a little bit of
same.
a Schadenfreude, um, because I can't remember the account that I know that it got banned on Instagram for all those copyright strikes. But I mean, it would be one thing if they were building a community around it of
Yeah.
like, oh, these are mods, go join the AGMG Discord, or if they have their own thing, their own modding Discord, that's fine too, as long as it's like attributable to like a community, and if the artists and the
It
creators
was.
are in those communities, right? So like,
Yeah. But all of that does not happen.
yeah, author T is probably the biggest offender. I actually don't. I'll call him out by name because like every
It's
time he always shows up in my FYP, and it's
oh
clear
like
that that
I
one's just straight up never attributes anything to any mod, and it's like as soon as a mod drops, I think 1 or 2 hours after a mod drops on Game Banana, they have like videos up of it. It's like
because it's so
crazy.
easy to make that type of content. There's also this one TikTok account. I haven't been able to get it banned because TikTok just refuses to accept a third copyright strike. I already got him striked twice, but the third one just doesn't get through. They refuse to let anything, and it's really annoying. But it's Genshin underscore mod1 on
Oh, I
TikTok.
know
The
that
the
account.
display
Yep.
that content is atrocious. It's so. bad and low effort, and it's really annoying to see stuff like that get like he has videos or they with 500,000, 500,000 plays for something they didn't make themselves. It's so infuriating to me.
I've always disliked plagiarism, so like seeing like that kind of content when it comes up in my FYP too, it's like okay, there's
Yeah.
no link, there's no description of the mod name, which like,
Mhm.
even if like let's say like lowest effort possible is just put the mod name in there and then somebody Googles it and then it'll come up on Game
Yeah,
Banana and
but even
then you
that
find the
doesn't
modder
happen.
that made it like and it's like sort of third party attributable in that way, but they don't even do that. It's literally
No.
a bunch of hashtags and that's it. And like, yeah, some kind of
Yeah.
funk music, or it's like whatever the most recent trend music is. And it's 10. It's usually 10 seconds long too, which is like
Yeah.
I have when I see a new mod that I find is really good. I can't do less than 35 seconds or so for
Hmm.
content. Maybe that's just because my age is different than some people on TikTok that can't
Those
concentrate for
kids are
more than 10
12, I
seconds.
promise you.
But I like to see the mod like, doing stuff in game, you know, like
Yes.
that way I can see like, oh, it does actually look cool with like the elemental burst, or it looks cool
Yeah,
like
like some of
gliding with
them go
it.
so far with their stuff too. There was this one guy that account we actually got it banned on like both YouTube and TikTok, but he had like what he was doing was he had like a TikTok account and a YouTube account and he posted those records of other people's mods and he claimed them as his own and he also had like a YouTube link in his TikTok profiles of like a tutorial of how to make mods and it was practically just him following the Mona head tutorial but on screen and it was so and he also linked to a Discord server and I actually tried to join it but the link didn't work anymore. I don't know what happened there but it was just so incredibly uh like it was basically just theft and it doesn't even happen just in the modding community but like just open YouTube on like an empty account and scroll through your For You page. You see so many like on the YouTube short stuff, you know.
Hmm.
You see so much stuff like an AI bot that is just reading out memes and that is the entire short. It's just a minute of your literally just your Reddit dank memes feed if you use Reddit, but then in video format. It is so infuriating. But yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
I think the one thing and the reason I also am really against this for the audience to understand my feelings on this, so
Mm-hmm.
is that there's no responsibility on the part of these creators for their content, their comment section. So in a lot of those
Oh
popular
yeah.
videos, you will see people pretending to sell the mod or trying to sell the mods, and people getting scammed. So that's the other
Yeah.
reason I'm kind of against why
Didn't
they
even
do this,
touch on
because
that
there's
yet.
it's not just the theft part of it. There's people that have paid money for 3D Migo to loader when it's free. There's people that have paid money for
Yeah.
mods that are free. Like, all these mods are
So
free other
painful.
than the Patreon ones that are locked for 30 days, or
Yeah,
unless you
even
really
those
want
are
a
released
specific
after a
one.
bit.
Yeah, or
It's
unless you
so
want a specific one and you're going to pay somebody like Murren to make it for you because you want Zhongli, but with, angel wings or something. Like,
yeah,
you
but like
could pay him to do that. Yeah.
commissions are different because you're paying someone to do work.
Yep.
It's like the commissions are paying someone to actually make something, while the act of selling mods is paying someone to release what they have already made, and that's a very big difference for me,
Yeah, I think
and
there's
I
a
think that goes for most people.
yeah, I think that's the risk with those types of accounts is that they have no accountability, right? If people are
Yeah.
getting scammed in the comment section because they're not attributing the work, right, to
Well, yeah,
you
technically
lad
it's
or
not their
to
problem,
you,
so
yeah, like they don't care if commenters or other people are getting scammed by their lack of transparency.
When I see stuff like that, I try to call the creator out in the comments, like there may be 40 comments or something. If I have the time, which I don't anymore, but back when I did, I would just scroll through all the comments, and anyone that would ask for the mod or whatever, I would straight up say like, yeah, the poster is a fucking fraud. You can get the mod right here for free. I would just start calling out the creator and the scammers and the people who are actually like seriously asking of how they could get the mod. I was pointing them to the proper places because maybe I cannot combat the entire thing, but I just wanted to do something about it.
And that's part of the reason I've like started doing. Well, this is part of the reason why I wanted to do these types of videos with like Lewd
Yeah.
Lad and yourself, and there's a request for me to do one with Silent. I got to talk to them about that. I don't know how much they would want to
Good
do
luck.
that, but it is one of those things of like if you put the information out there, even at my size, I only got 5,000 followers. I'm not like huge, but I've had
Only.
a lot of videos that have popped off. And even these modding cast videos with Lewd Lad and Shinya, they got 2,000 plus views
Yeah.
within a couple days, which that to me is good because if 2,000 people actually watch that and learn something, then they know now they at least know or if they're watching this video right now, right, they at least know something now about these mods are free. Like, no
Yeah.
one's trying to charge you for this shit. And if you have commenters that are pretending to try and sell you a mod that you really want, you can now dispel that misinformation.
If you ever see someone selling their mods, it's either a fraud or it's someone not abiding to the guidelines of what 3D Magoto was made for. And either way, it's very wrong.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between, and like even the Patreon ones, right? Like those, the amount of work that goes into modding, we can talk about that, is
Oh
not
yeah, tell me about
trivial,
it.
right? If you're doing this for free, I would say you should reconsider. Doing a
Yeah,
little bit of
that's
commissions and stuff is, I think, helps considering how much time and effort it takes for a mod to be made. Just from my
yeah,
own
and
personal
of
experience.
course it really depends on the type of mod and what you're doing. But for me personally, when I do commissions, I always give an estimate beforehand of how much it will be, but it ends up always being even more than I thought beforehand because it just modding is very, very time consuming if you're like fully custom modeling outfits. Especially a lot of people just do model ports and stuff or like model edits, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But people like me and Lootlad and Amplan, I cannot name any more off the top of my head, but there are more, of course. Custom modeling a full outfit from scratch is very time consuming. It's regular for me to spend 20 to 25 hours on just one mod, and that is without any variants or edits or whatever. That's just the model and the texturing.
When you post your mods, I'm not sure if you've done female mods as well. Is there a similar peanut gallery in the comment sections of thicker or more booba equivalent
Well,
for male
that's
mods?
funny actually because well, I have made two female mods ever. One of them was a commission, and the other was one of those free requests that I did. But the first, like the commission I did, was someone that wanted me to make Dea into more of a tomboy. They actually requested for smaller boobs and for abs, like a less, for like a more masculine build kind of.
Kind of like Ghislaine from Musho Tensei or something like that.
What?
Oh yeah, you don't watch anime, never mind.
But it's like that is already not really appealing to that kind of crowd.
Hmm.
And as for the other mod I made, I'm actually quite proud of that one. It is Eula Aristocracy's
Oh, I liked
End.
that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I spent quite some time modeling that, especially with like the transparency and stuff. It was really, really fun to do. But like somewhere in the comments, like or either in the description or in like the comment guidelines, I put like in full caps something like, if you ask for a full boob version, I'm gonna remove your comment. Don't, and maybe less nice. I might have thrown some profanity in there, and I didn't get any of those comments, so that's pretty cool.
Well, Eula is already thick, so I think you're okay. There are some
Like,
people that want thicker,
yeah,
which I'm like, how? The models would be
yeah, it
clipping all the
is.
time you do anything.
To be fair, I can talk about how curious I find stuff like that, but the extent of muscle on some of my mods is also quite insane, so that would be kind of hypocritical. I think I have actually had someone ask me to make a mod thicker. I don't remember exactly which one. I think it was either Leotard Wanderer that I made, or hold on, let me check. Yeah, it was the Leotard Wanderer. Someone said if you made him thick, you will be doing a great job. And I already buffed like his ass and thighs compared to like the normal male model. He was carrying around a whole dump of meat around his bones there, but still, well, someone found it not thick enough, I guess.
What
But I will.
did you I believe you've done a Ito mod. Were you the one that did the Ito mod that gave him his
Nope,
muscles back? No?
that was not me. I don't like you that much as a character.
Okay,
Nothing
okay.
personal to whoever likes him. I think that was Antplan. It could have been someone else. Generally, if it's any male mod, then it's either Antplan or me. But there are exceptions, of course.
Yeah, I was trying to yeah, cuz I remember you did most of them. Cuz someone in my chat the other day was asking about Ito mods, and they were like, "Are there any mods that give him his muscles back instead of the bean poles that MiHoYo like nerfed him down to?" And I was like, "I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
there
remember
is."
back when Ito came out, a friend of mine who also played Genshin was screaming in my DMs about the lack of muscle when that was revealed.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. That's so crazy.
I think, like, the thing is, they probably wanted to reuse the animations they had for other characters. So if they would have buffed his muscles more, they would have probably, to make it like look perfect, they would have probably had to revise his armature, and that was something that they probably were too lazy to do, because when has HoYoLab ever cared about their male characters? But yeah, now with 4.1 we get Risley and Nuvilad, which I think actually have revised armature, so that's interesting. But I think that is the reason. I think it's maybe also just a matter of laziness. I don't know. I don't work there.